salutations to all. Someone was laughing. All right. Hello and salutations to all. Welcome to the newest edition of Battle in the Trenches. I'm your host, as always, Jonders. I'm joined by Ryan McGinley and Steve Catalano. First, my boss, Dan, has been getting on me. He wants to make sure that you guys hit the thumbs up, like button below, and subscribe. But not only that, also ring the bell. You ring the bell, you're going to get notifications when we upload these, and that's how you're going to get your fantasy goodness. Please, Ryan, can you tell the people why they should hit subscribe?
Because, me and Jonders and Steve have this great production that we want to give to you every single week, and we give it to you every single week. And, I think that we're getting better as each week goes on. Steve's putting together great production, and, we just want to give you the information.
I'm sold. Let's go to the newsstand real quick. Melvin Gordon tells the Los Angeles Chargers that he'll report to work tomorrow or today, the Thursday. So if you're listening to this on Thursday, it doesn't matter. Time's a funny thing. So let's go to Steve. Steve, do we care that Melvin Gordon's reporting to work? Does this have any impact in the fantasy world?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, it has an impact. He said he wasn't going to be back till like week 8, and he was firm on that. Well, this guy wants his money now, so he's back, and he'll probably be ready to go week 5, probably get eased in with Eckler, but I see him being old Melvin Gordon once again, probably by week 6, 7 in full form. So definitely an impact if you have him and you held on to him and took that risk. Not even a risk. He was going like around 4 in drafts, but it's paying off now.
I wasn't listening because, so I'm from Chicago, and Chance the Rapper is very big around here. I don't know what he's like across the globe there, but he starts every album with, and we back, but then, like, the first time you listen to the album, that's great. Yeah, Chance is back, that's sweet. But then you listen to it a couple months later, and you're like, yeah, but you've been back. All right, doesn't matter. Ryan, we're moving on to the doctor's office. Ryan, Saquon Barkley got hurt, standing next to Danny Dimes. He's going to be out for 48 weeks. Are we picking up, what's his name, Balaj? What's his name? What are we doing?
Wayne Gallman. We, by the time you're listening to this, Gallman's gone.
Yeah.
Most likely by a Saquon Barkley owner. They probably spent way too much money on Wayne Gallman, expecting the productivity of Saquon Barkley, and you're not going to get that. There was a reason why they drafted Saquon. They already had Gallman, so they wanted Saquon to be that guy. It's very unfortunate. The Giants have a bye week, week 11, so I really don't see Saquon coming back until then, unless they make a push with our boy Danny Dimes, which is very possible. So I expect Saquon to be back after the bye week, barring some type of mystery healing power that they have.
I wasn't going to give you any points, or I wasn't going to move you up the field, but then you brought up Danny Dimes, and I just got like a little Twitter in me, little buzz. So you're moving up to the 50. Going back to Steve. Steve, has Antonio Brown outed any of your past behavior in the last 78 hours or so?
I don't think I understand the question, but I'm glad he's out of the NFL.
Okay. I was just wondering because he's been calling out a lot of people of their past behavior. I want to know if he's calling you out.
So he deleted all those tweets. I didn't get one personally. I'm kind of offended. But
you've done some stuff. There's some skeletons in your closet.
I've done some stuff, and they deserve an Antonio Brown shout out. He should call me out. Antonio Brown, if you're watching this, call me out.
I'm gonna give you. You're moving up to the 50 for that real answer. All right,
go.
Sits and starts. We're starting off with Steve. Steve, we need some quarterbacks. Who are you? Give me two. But who? Give me two. Give me 2 quarterbacks here.
All right, well, I better get some free yards here because Danny Dimes versus Washington is a start. His debut with the Giants couldn't have gotten any better. He got a victory down in Tampa Bay. He went for like 35 fantasy points, collected like 4 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. 2 on the ground. That's exactly what we want from a quarterback nowadays in fantasy. He's mobile. You might think he looks like Eli out there, but then you see him running and you're like, that's not Eli. There's no way. So he's got a really good matchup against Washington, who's given up over 30 points every game. So far this season. So throw him in the lineup again if you're streaming, or honestly, he would start over quite a bit of people's starters. So Danny Dimes, and then Case Keenum in that same game at New York. New York's defense is abysmal, and Keenum actually had besides all those turnovers, so I'm not going to say decent game against Chicago, he still threw for 300 yards and had 2 touchdowns. Like I said, forget about the interceptions and the fumbles. The Chicago defense is really scary, super scary.
Steve, you should have quit while you're ahead. I can't award you any points.
Case Keenum. Start him. He's going to be good. He's having a low-key, really good year.
All right, you do not move forward because you suggest people start.
I said Danny Dimes, though. I said Danny Dimes.
I know, but like I can't. I want to help you. Let me help you. Okay. Ryan, please get that bad taste out of my mouth. Let's help me out here.
So this is a slam dunk pick. Phillip Rivers against the Miami Dolphins, just because the Miami Dolphins not looking too hot.
I'm gonna cut you off there. You're gonna get. We don't need to hear about the Miami Dolphins, right? We're good.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
gonna get your 25 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Do you have somebody else that you want to talk about?
My other starter is Jared Goff. He's no Danny Dimes.
I don't like Jared Goff, and can I tell you that Shaq Barrett has had he's had 8 sacks on the season, 1 in week 1, 3 in week 2, and 4 last week.
Yeah.
That offensive line isn't as good as it was. I'm not going to give you yards either, because Shaq Barrett's going to ruin Jared Goff's day.
They're playing the Bucs. I mean, like they let
Shaq Barrett is in.
Listen, I understand that, right? But I think that there's fantasy points out there. I mean, Jared Goff's got 250 yards and 2
I don't think
touchdowns.
Ndamukong Suh has tried yet this year, and I think playing his old team might motivate him to try. So you get Barrett and Suh gone. I'm not giving it. No, I'm being conservative. I'm being stingy. I'm being stingy with the yardage here. I'm being stingy.
I'm not saying.
All right, let's see.
Saying
Let's see if we
you're
can
being
sit
stingy
somebody.
because
Let's see if we
Steve
can sit somebody.
Push this back an hour.
No,
That's fine.
Steve, who are you sitting, Steve?
I'm sitting Jameis Winston in that game. I think the Rams are going to win pretty decidingly by 10 points. Sorry, I feel like you're going to cut me off. The Bucs O-line is bad, and with Aaron Donald coming at you, I don't want any part of that. And I'm also sitting Kirk Cousins against that scary Chicago defense.
See, now you guys are thinking. You're moving up. You're at the 25-yard line. You're in pretty much the red zone. Ryan, what can you do to join him at the 25?
Listen, Jonders, 2 seemingly picks that everyone thought were going to be good quarterbacks this year that, I mean, I'm sitting this week. I'm sitting Josh Allen against the New England Patriots, who haven't given up an offensive touchdown yet. I'm sitting Baker Mayfield against the Baltimore Ravens because that defense is disgusting. And a little kissing here. Earl Thomas plays for the Baltimore Ravens, so, I'm going to just sit him against that team.
You're sick.
You both move up to the 25. No, we don't have time, everybody. We got to keep going with the show. All right, Steve, who do we like at running back this week?
I like James Conner. He's kind of had a slow start, but they're going against the Cincinnati Bengals this week, and their run defense is awful. And so I feel pretty confident getting Conner out there. He hasn't got a lot of touches, but I think he's going to get 15-plus touches this game, and I think he's going to have his first going-off game. But my start of the week is Marlon Mack versus Oakland. Last year's first game against Oakland, he went for 25 rushes for 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 20 rushes a game this year, so they're giving him that full workload. He's a little more healthy this week. Jacoby Brissett looked good, so I think the whole team's starting to click actually without Andrew Luck. So I like Marlon Mack as a lock in your starting lineups this week.
Connor can't break a tackle. Hey Ryan, do you want to give me some starts?
Yeah, so I'm starting Chris Thompson against the New York Football Giants, who have given up the most passing yards in the NFL this year so far. So I expect the Orange Skins, to not be tossing Adrian Peterson out there to be going in between the tackle. I think it's going to be a Chris Thompson game. I'm also starting Lesean McCoy based on the fact that Patrick Mahomes is playing in his first game ever in a dome.
Whoa.
So,
whoa, no way.
There's a little fact for
touchdown.
you. So
Touchdown,
I think
baby.
those
That's a
stats
touchdown
are going to
fact
be
right
ridiculous.
there. All right.
Exactly. So Lesean McCoy's got space, baby.
That's a touchdown right there for Ryan. We're going to move on to running backs we want to stay away from. Steve.
Man, all of Ryan's touchdowns have just been cut off. You win.
That was a nugget you dropped.
This game is plugged.
You drop a nugget.
All right, my RB sits this week. David Montgomery and Tarik Cohen, not starting him this week. You can't trust them. Last game before the Bears just played on Thursday Night Football or Monday Night Football, we thought that David Montgomery got 5 goal line carries. Well, what happened in this game? I mean, they're playing an easy team, and Tarik Cohen, Montgomery, who's getting the carries? We don't know. I'm sitting him on the bench until a role becomes more defined. But I'm also sitting Sony Michel at Buffalo. I don't like that matchup. James White's back in the lineup. I think he's going to get a lot of work. I think they're going to go through the air. I think this game is not the Patriots aren't going to keep up their high scoring in this one. I think Buffalo's defense doesn't shut them down, but holds them a little more closer to the ground and whatnot. I don't like Sony Michel this week.
Steve gets a touchdown, baby. All right, Ryan. He's on your heels here. Yep. You guys are all tied up. Who are you sitting at running back?
Touchdown.
I'm sitting all Buffalo Bills because, they're going to have to throw the ball to score, obviously, because it's the New England Patriots. I'm not trusting anyone on the ground. They're not going to be ahead in that game, so I don't expect them to run the ball. So don't start Singletary. Don't start Frank Gore. I'm not starting either of them. I'm also not starting any Freeman in the NFL. I'm not starting Royce, and I'm not starting Devonta because they're playing against the two teams that played on Thursday night last week, and both of those run defenses look stout. Jacksonville is back. They're getting pressure. They're getting into the backfield. I don't like that for Mr. Freeman. And for the other Mr. Freeman, Tennessee looked good defensively too. They limited Leonard Fournette to -3 yards until that 69-yard run. So
nice.
That's who I'm sitting this week.
You know, it would have been a slam dunk to move up to the 50 if you would have name dropped Calais Campbell. You didn't. It's fine. You're still moving up to the 50. You're still moving up to the 50. It's fine. Okay. I'm just saying it would have been a slam dunk if you mentioned Calais Campbell. Steve, give me some tight ends that we can start.
Some tight ends. I'm starting Delanie Walker versus Atlanta.
Why'd you say that like Ron Burgundy?
You kind of threw me off guard.
I'm starting Delanie Walker?
I'll read whatever's on the teleprompter. I thought you were going to say wide receivers, but we're
I thought I would leave the segment with more of a glitzy
No, it's okay.
position.
I like that. It adds a little more entertainment. So we're starting Delanie Walker versus Atlanta. I like that game to be kind of a shootout. So I like that game. And TJ Hockenson, who's kind of disappointed the last 2 weeks. He went off against the Cardinals, but now that we know the Cardinals are really horrible at defending tight ends, it kind of makes sense. But I like him. I saw him last week. He had like 2 or 3 end zone targets. He dropped one of them, unfortunately. And they're playing Kansas City, so I see this game the Lions are going to have to keep up with Kansas City because no one's stopping Kansas City through the air. Patrick Mahomes is on another level. So I like Hockenson to be more involved in this game. And KC's giving up somewhere within the top 10 points to tight end. So
see, that's a good nugget. That's a good nugget. You're going to move up to the 50. That was a good nugget. All right. Okay, Ryan, show me your nuggets.
So, Steve, he led me into this one. I'm starting Will Dissly because he's got those Arizona Cardinals this week, and he has been more effective than my favorite tight end. Not Zach Ertz, George Kittle. He's been more effective. Stop laughing about the Nuggets thing. I see you laughing. But, Will Dissly he's been a touchdown scoring machine. He's been Russell Wilson's number 1 red zone threat, seemingly. I mean, that's who he's looking for in the back of the end zone. So I'm starting Will Dissly, and I'm starting Austin Hooper against the Tennessee Titans. I know I just talked up their run defense, but they need to be aggressive on defense. And, I mean, trying to get into the backfield, maybe a couple bootleg easy passes to Austin Hooper, free him up, and get him running. So those are my 2 starts.
You know, Austin Hooper once got into a Twitter fight with somebody I don't like. I don't know if you know that or not. Do you think about Luke Wilson at all? Him signing with the Seahawks might hurt Dissly's production.
I always think about Luke Wilson. So
all right, you're moving up 25 yards. You're at the 25. Steve, give me some tight end sits.
I'm sitting. What's his name? Jordan Akins. Well, that's unprofessional. Akins,
I don't know if you don't know his name. Yeah, I'm fine with sitting him. That's fine with me.
Versus Carolina, he had 2 touchdowns last week. He's only had like 6 receptions on the season. So if you're picking up on the waiver, I'd wait for him to develop a little more until a more reliable candidate to start in your lineup. But I'm also sitting Jared Cook. This guy's been a huge disappointment. He only has 5 receptions and about 60 yards on the season. For the Saints, he's not turning out who we thought he was going to be. Maybe that's part of Drew Brees. Being out now and they're not able to develop that rapport. So I don't like Jared Cook. If you have him, I'd be looking other places.
He's not who we thought he was, and we're going to let him off the hook. All right, I'll move you up 25 yards. Ryan, what do you got for us? It's tight end sets.
I'm officially putting the dagger in the Vance Wilson. You see, now you got me thinking about Luke Wilson.
No, you're thinking of the Seahawks tight end that was just traded, Nick Van Ness, who was just traded to the Steelers.
I'm putting the dagger in Vance McDonald's hype train because it's Nick Vannett time, baby. And
no one has ever said that. No, that's the first time anybody's ever said that.
Yeah, probably. You're right, but
Nick Vannett time, baby.
So Vance McDonald knows his job's done. I'm expecting him to not really show up in this game just because his job's lost. It's Nick Vannett season, and I'm sitting Jimmy Graham because I think that the other receiving options in Green Bay are going to tear up the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's where the ball's going to go. So I expect him to not be featured as
former
much.
Seahawks tight ends just getting a lot of pop in this show.
Listen,
Steve, can we?
I do my research.
Okay, Steve. Steve, give us some wide receiver starts.
I cannot stop smiling about that. Yes, Nick Vannett. It's killing me. Similar to pass catcher in the Lions offense like Hockenson, I'm going with Kenny Golladay. Kind of a down week last week when we thought he was going to have a good week. But I like him this week against Kansas City. Like I said, in that not suspected shootout, but a game that they're going to have to try to keep up with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I like Golladay this week. And Scary Terry at the New York Giants. Terry McLaurin has been absolutely impressive. He broke a record, 5 receptions and a touchdown in his first 3 games as a rookie. That is an NFL record. And he looks really good. He's Case Keenum's favorite target, and he's getting end zone targets, the whole deal. I like Terry McLaurin in this matchup against the Giants.
1 out of 10. How good looking is Terry McLaurin?
Dude, he's got a really good looking face.
Okay, so that's like an 8, 8.5.
Yeah.
Touchdown. All right. Ryan, let's
touchdown.
Steve just has a touchdown. Ryan, now you can go in the end zone with some good wide receiver starts.
Yeah, so I am starting Marquez Valadez-Scantling. He's my main start
Can
this week.
Can you spell that for me? Don't actually try. Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah,
but sounds it out.
Steve's helping my point here.
I asked if he could spell because on our notes he just wrote MVS.
Yeah, exactly. I did not want to even attempt to spell it. But the Philadelphia Eagles have given up 100 yards in 3 straight games to the second receiver of the team they're playing. That would be
That's a nugget.
Marvin Jones. That would be who did they play 2 weeks ago? That Calvin Ridley, and they gave it to Terry McLaurin, who was the number 2 going into the first game.
Wow.
So the number 2 for the Packers is MVS, Marquez Valadez-Scantling, and he's definitely who I'm starting this week. I'm also starting.
Those are some
Christian
good nuggets.
Kirk.
I just want to say,
Yeah,
those are some nice nuggets.
Listen, when Steve is an hour and a half late to our normal tape time, I've got time to look up nuggets. So, yeah, so that's my thing.
Will we get this
I'm also
episode
starting
sponsored by
Christian
Wendy's or something?
That'd be immaculate.
These nuggets are spicy.
Spicy nuggets.
I would like that. But I'm starting Christian Kirk, who has 32 targets through the first 3 weeks, and I think he's going to be at least a garbage time guy against Jonders Seahawks because they might be up so much. So garbage time, Christian Kirk.
I don't like it. I'm not awarding you any yards. Steve, tell me who to stay away from at wide receiver.
Man, those are such good nuggets.
That's what I'm saying.
Emmanuel Sanders at Jacksonville. He's kind of been on and off. He started out pretty good.
Can I stop you right there and tell you that Emmanuel Sanders was quoted as to saying he and the Broncos are in a world of suck right now. So I think it's good to sit him. Because anytime a player thinks he's in a world of suck, just stay away. That's my advice.
He's got to go against Jalen Ramsey. Forget about that. And then I'm sitting Diggs against Chicago. Diggs is completely unreliable at this point. You got to sit him on your bench until he comes alive. Kirk Cousins and the offense are just not throwing the ball. Dalvin Cook is doing all the work. And they're at Chicago, which I would probably sit most of my receivers against Chicago, unless it's anyone that's actually good. So Diggs is not playing well.
Good nugget.
Moving up to the 50, Steve. Ryan, got to sit some good wide receivers to get back in that end zone.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sitting Smokey Brown. I have to against that New England Patriots defense. I mean, they've been legit this year. I mean, I can keep going back to they haven't given up an offensive touchdown. I mean, it's one of the. I mean, he's played them twice already, but Josh Allen has to show up against this team, which is very tough. I mean, they're going to get dialed in, and I'm also sitting same exact game. I'm sitting Julian Edelman. I mean, he's got that chest issue. I mean, they're making it no big deal, but he looked kind of brutal. I mean, last week he looked like he was in a lot of pain. And they don't have to rely on throwing the ball to Julian Edelman, so if they don't have to, they're not going to have unnecessary hits on Julian Edelman, so I don't think that's where the ball is going to go. So sit Edelman.
Okay.
I've got a nugget. I just want to share a nugget with the crowd.
Okay, please.
Nuggets don't work.
No,
Steve.
here's the thing. No points here. No, maybe there's some points. New England's defense has given up at 90 less yards than any other team in the NFL per game.
That's a nugget.
The margin is insane. Everyone else is within a couple yards of each other. 90 yards. They're having a historic start to any NFL season as a defense, as if they needed to. They're a walk to the Super Bowl at this point.
A walk.
A walk. A slow walk where your heart rate doesn't get above 60. Maybe 50.
That's pretty good.
I don't know what to do at this point. I guess Steve won. We don't have any Twitter questions because Ryan didn't ask for them.
Listen.
So then, I don't know. So I guess Steve just won at 14-7.
Let's go.
That's good defense out of Steve.
Winning streak. Low-scoring game, but the better team came out once again. I actually did some tallies up on all of our calls for the last 3 weeks, and I'm ahead by 100. So you're going to have to catch up.
100 yards?
No, every take we give, if it's right or wrong, I set the middle line, and if you go above that line, then you had a good take, and you get a point.
Steve,
I'm up like
Steve,
I'm up like 100 to 0. 100 to 0.
Steve, my man, go out into the world. Go see a movie. Go meet a woman. Fall in love. Steve, what are you doing? Come back to us, man.
My man's out here making tallies on his wall like Ryan had a bad take.
with a stone.
All right, this is too much for me. I have to go do stuff. Steve has to go meet a woman and find some wall cleaner. How do you clean tallies off of a wall?
Oh, you can't clean it. There's dents in this
I drew the tallies in my own blood.
A rock, not a marker, a rock.
Oh, like a jail cell? Like you're counting the days until you're released? Steve, go meet a woman. Or a man. Whatever. Either or. Hey, no judgment. All right, Steve? Hey. Until next time, I've been Jonders for Ryan and Steve. Make sure you go to @ClimbThePocket on Twitter, climbthepocket.com on your URL browser. You know, that's what they call those things. And stay tuned to this YouTube page. Subscribe and like @JondersFPT, Bootleg Fantasy, and @Steve 2.0. Good night, everybody, and get home safe. Bye!